right, hey guys, good afternoon. Trev, SmashweRx. Got a bunch of funky music and we got a bunch of games athletes over there. I'm gonna put them on the spot, but I won't interrupt their EMOM because they're crushing awesome stuff. We're gonna be talking about shoulder mobility. Everybody's talking about these clicking shoulders, and a lot of the problem is because we have this internal rotation of the shoulder. So check this out. When your shoulder sits like this, in the middle of movement, ring dip, which I just did a bunch of, and I could feel my shoulder pulling forward. A lot of times it's because of that long head of the bicep. Because that long head of the bicep, it doesn't do curls for the girls. Don't say anything, Pete. And what it does is that actually flexes the shoulder forward, and it does what's called supination. So we want to get rid of that supination, pronate that arm, and peel that shoulder back so it can sit back on the shelf in that glenoid fossa instead of sitting forward and compromising the mobility here. And then we're going to hit that first rib. This is so gnarly because that first rib is going to affect the overhead motion, but it's going to click. So that first rib moves like a bucket handle. So the problem is we have the scalenes that hit that first rib, we have the trap, and then underneath we have the intercostals. And what those intercostals do is pull it down, the scalenes pull it up, but what runs over that first rib is a neurovascular bundle, so an artery, a vein, and a nerve, and then it goes underneath the clavicle. So it's gonna affect how the hands move and how the shoulders move, so it's gonna affect mechanics of how everything's going overhead. So you're gonna get this clicking in the shoulder. And we're gonna do a little PNF. So proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, super fancy word, contract, relax, I've said this before. But when you contract a muscle under mobility, you're gonna increase the efficacy of it like probably about 10, 15 times because you're gonna force that muscle to contract all the fibers, then you're gonna relax so it's only gonna recruit half the fibers, and you're gonna peel it back into a further range of motion because you're fooling what's called a muscle spindle into turning off so you don't get any injury. So we'll start with that first rib, super gnarly, crazy uncomfortable, works every time. So we're gonna tack down that first rib, and then we're gonna take it through full range of motion. I'm gonna block the pain face because, oh God, it hurts. All right, so super camera skills, you ready for this? We'll bring this all the way over here and check this out. So what we did is we took a piece of PVC right there. So check this out. We got the PVC here. We're gonna put the PVC right in here. We're gonna hit that notch right here. So if you look, there's this notch right there, okay? That notch is where that first rib is. This is anchored. If you can hear that sound, it's against the wall. And you're gonna take this, now I might make a pain face, and you're gonna trap that first rib, and I'm gonna go real slow, because I'll tell you, this friggin' hurts. And you're just gonna lock that first rib in place. Keep your knees bent so you can push against it, and then all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your hand, open it up, and you're gonna bring it through. Oh God, that friggin' hurts. This sucks. You're gonna go all the way through this, just like this, until you feel it release and relax. Once you feel it release, you know you've approximated that movement where it's supposed to go. So do that, honestly, probably about 2 minutes. Get it moving. That's gonna tack down that first rib. It's gonna take the pressure off that neurovascular bundle. I know I'm just laying here right now, but that's gonna open up that shoulder so that clavicle can move right, and that shoulder's gonna be able to get overhead. That's number one. All right, number two. All right, move this around one more time. I almost took a bar in the head. So you're gonna need your peanut, okay? And then you're gonna take this. All right, so if you can see, I got a small band right here. So we're gonna take the peanut. So underneath the arm, you've got the teres, you've got the lat. So we're gonna tack those down. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be in this position, you're gonna roll over onto it, hold yourself like this so you can support your own weight, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna be pulling down forward. So you're almost trying to go into a hollow position. So just pull down forward for a 5 count, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come back. But here's what makes it awesome. You're gonna take this, light band. See how thin this band is? I can pull it with one finger. Don't use a heavy band, okay? And you're just gonna take this, put it in the hand like this. Now, I've got the band under a load, and you can see what I've got this here. So we're gonna start up high. We're gonna load the band with some tension. So we're like this. And let's see if I can move the camera back just a little bit. We'll look at the ceiling just for a second. There you go, check this out. All right, so we're gonna do this. So I've got that teres and that lat trapped in between the two lacrosse balls. And then I'm just gonna give it a pull. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then pull away, and I'm gonna throw myself through. And then I'm gonna move up on that. So I'm gonna work my way down, down into that lat. So I'm gonna do it again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh God, this friggin' hurts. And when you really wanna get on it, get a little lower on it this way, there, and hunt around. It's okay to freestyle. There, same thing. So what we're doing is we're contracting, relaxing, so we're causing that muscle to contract and then turn off completely so we can get more of a range of motion. What you're gonna find is under load of this band, it's gonna wind up pulling that arm back further and further, so you're gonna get into that overhead position a lot better and a lot easier. Okay, that's number 2. Oh. All right, here's where it gets really awful. So remember what I said about that biceps, right? So we've got the bicep, we got that long head, goes into the radius, so it does that supination, and it goes into the coracoid process here. So we need to hit the pec minor, which also hits the coracoid, comes off those ribs. We're gonna hit the long head of the bicep, and we're gonna recover a lot of that pronation, which we do in, guess what, muscle ups. We come out, right? And then we pull ourselves up. So that's when we come into that backswing. We pronate, big, beautiful backswing, right? And then we come up, throw that kip, and then pull ourselves up and over into the muscle up. Well, the thing is, if we don't have that internal rotation, we can't do a lot of stuff. If we don't have that pronation, we can't do that. We're gonna put a lot of damage and load up that shoulder, and then we start getting things like slap tears, labrum tears, all that stuff. So we're gonna make this double hard. You see this right here? Put that just below shoulder height. Chuck this band. I just want this band on here super light so you can lock out the wrists, lock out the forearms, put it behind you. So all you're doing is you're loading up the band like this. If you get on the bar, then all you're gonna do is, see how low the bar is? And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a knee. So if you look, now I'm gonna sit here as high as possible. My arms are locked out, and I'm gonna camp out in this position for about 2 minutes. So I'm hitting the long head of the bicep, I'm hitting the pec major, the pec minor, and I'm putting my arms into pronation, and I'm hanging onto the bar. And this band that's around my forearms is forcing me to lock out my elbows, so I don't have any way of cheating in this motion. When you're done, just push your way out of the lunge, let your arms come together. Oh, that is just abysmal. And you're gonna feel that all through here, okay? Don't use a heavy band, you guys, it's gonna friggin' hurt. So now we've peeled that bicep tendon off that scapula and out of that notch in here in the humerus, that groove, that bicipital groove, and we're allowing that bicep to work properly. We're allowing our shoulder to move all the way. We've peeled away the tissue underneath, and we've taken that first rib and pushed it right back down where it's supposed to be so the scalenes don't yank on it so much. Now we got overhead motion, no clicking in the shoulder. Hey, I'm Trev, SmashweRx. See you guys tomorrow.